going to Rav Meir Melnicke to address it. Melnicke, Bavakar.
I have them. How are you?
The Gemara says, "Nachum bekerem miyavne posku, boisrim bechvoid achsanya." Heard from my Rosh Yeshiva, Rav Agul, Moira Rabbi Shol Alter, Rav Nachum son. What's meant bechvoid achsanya? Achsanya meint der Rebbeinu Shalom. We're sitting here by Yeshir. That is Makkah, Amokim from Kedusha. The Vade Rebbeinu Shalom is here. As they say, there's three things by a speaker. There's an English version and a Yiddish version. The Yiddish version needs to be quotes, to be short, to speak the emes, and to talk about Pasuk of Shavua. The English version is the three B's in English, in speaking. Be seen, be brief, and be gone. I'll try to accomplish both the English version and the Yiddish version. The Toysus HaRosh and the Cheskuni, Lama Nisboko Parshas Mekoishes and the Parshas Tzitzis. What shaykhs does it have? What correlation Parshas Mekoishes gathered wood or plucked or uprooted in Shabbos to Tzitzis. Omar HaKodesh Baruch Hu, Kusa b'tfilin etzed l'tfilin leman tiyeh Torah Hashem b'ficha. You should always have Rebbeinu Shalom with you. The Ata Tzivisoni and you commanded us not to have tefillin. If we would have had tefillin on Shabbos, then we wouldn't have a Mekoishes, you would remember it. That's what Moshe Rabbeinu told the Rebbeinu Shalom. When Shalom said, you're going to have tzitzis. Tzitzis can get tayag mitzvahs, then it wouldn't be over. To talk about the Rav Josephy, we can stand here and it won't be brief and it'll be too long. But I'll bring a few highlights, what I remember being from Los Angeles, and what I've learned from here in New York. He was the tzitzis for Los Angeles. He was mekar of people with the divrei chachom benachas lishmor. He spoke softly. He was mekar. He would be able to persuade people to Yiddishkeit. His house with the Rebbetzin was angesinnt. It was a bais that was completely open for anybody. Anybody who wanted to come, whenever they wanted to come. If you wanted to have a good meal, then you know where to go. There was a place to go. And if you don't believe me, Stanley Treitel, sitting in this, who said the Tehillim, he can attest to that. He came to Los Angeles at the time, Be'eretz Lo Zoru at that time. Small at that time, Teresemes started with Rav Isaacson, who was the Atzachaim, the Edom. My father came in the late 50s, early 60s, the beginning. And they built Los Angeles and Rabbi Josephy. When no one washed Ram on the street, he washed Ram. Because of him, like here in New York, we wear Stram, we get Salem, you want to say, or the Weizen, In Los Angeles, the Strama was warned because of Rabbi Josephy. He was not afraid to go in middle of 60, 70 Strama in Los Angeles. He went and he did it, and because of most of the Strama that we have in Los Angeles, because of him. The way he was mekarev people, the way he persuaded people, not by rabbim, but by yechidus, with everybody. He had time, him and his rebbetzin had time for every nefesh. Was in Los Angeles. Anybody need anything, any problem? In those days in Los Angeles, today we don't see it. We had friends that are not alive today because they were under influence in those days. Yiddishim, Yigitim Mishpoches. And he was mekar of a lot of people. If I'm not mistaken, they live on Detroit Street. Am I correct?
168.
Right. And my father lived on Formosa, a block away. This house, I don't think there was a door that was ever closed in his house. Day and night, Yom Valayla. Somebody needs a favor, Josephy is the address. A lot of people today in Los Angeles are from because of Josephy's family. And I can talk so much about Los Angeles, what he did with the schooling, the teaching, how they want them to stay more and more. Los Angeles, I think, raised Korea when they left. The mamash in mourning when he left Los Angeles. By me in New York, the hashgocha that he did, people don't even realize, later on people came into the industry, in the nursing home industry. He was such a makbid of jede Zach, especially my shver Zechor Levrocha Michol Tenenbaum. 99.9% are not Yid by us in the nursing home. But my shver was very medagdek, never to have treifs by him. He took up Josephy. He brought with him home the case Makerot. I would salib him, because of him I had over 2.5 years shimush, but the case Makerot. He was a phenomenal person, an Oberländer, the way he went through a shaila, the way he entered a shaila, it's unbelievable. You don't see that today so much. So I'm here today, first of all, to get a kura satoiv to the Josephy family for me, and on behalf of Los Angeles. And I want the children and the grandchildren to know what kind of shiroshim, what kind of roots they come from. My father said, why do you have to change? When is a child considered a child? When he builds on the shiroshim of what the parents laid out and their shiroshim from the great-grandparents. So if the children will continue in the shiroshim with their father and mother, the foundation they build, it'll be a mamash, a groise kiddush Hashem, and they'll have a good life. By Nichum Avelim, we say, Amokim Nachem Esrem. What's the Mokum? The Rabboni Shalom is the Mokum. So say Rabboni Shalom Nachem Esrem, but Torah Shavel Etzim Yerushalayim. But you have to put the word Mokum. So I heard from Pnei Menachem Zechor Levrocha. A person who does good things in this world, he's mekar of people. He does kula tov chesed. Then he buys himself a good place in Olam HaEmes. That mokum, that should be a nechoma, should be a condolences for the family. So I thank all of you for giving me the opportunity to give some akura satoiv, which we can stand here for hours and hours about Rabbi Josephy and his Rebbetzin. Thank you very much. And I hope the children and grandchildren So we should never forget who they were and what they built for Yiddishkeit in this world. Thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi.